Good afternoon, everyone. Again, welcome to my channel. Let's have a
Afternoon po.
ano daw?
Good
Let's have
afternoon po.
good afternoon. Okay, so let's have a quick recap of what we will be doing today. As for our reminder, for your performance task, within this week, I'll be giving you your group for your performance task wherein you have to create a vlog that will tackle the different backup apps integrated to Windows 10 wherein you can back up your system and non-system files. I'll discuss that later. Also, I want you to be reminded of your scaffolding task. So as a preparation for this performance task, you should be familiar with OneDrive. So you have to use a screen recorder function. The idea here is not to make uh, is to create minimal effort. To create a video tutorial with minimal effort. You can speak in Filipino, Tagalog. If you want Chinese, you can do so. Pero wag. I won't be understanding that, of course. All you needed to do. Some of you asked me if you want text instead of a background voice that discusses the different procedure in signing in, what is the files on demand feature of OneDrive, etc., etc. Maglalagay pa siya ng text. The idea here is to create the video tutorial with minimal effort. So I think the most effortless way to do that is to use the screen recorder function and discuss the app using your background voice. So basically, you're just going using the app while the background voice or your voice basically guides the viewers. Okay? Pero for the vlog, of course, where we will be giving rubrics for your technical or audio video uh, uh, technicalities. Pero in the scaffolding task, basically what I want is you to be familiar or if you are reusing OneDrive already. So that's my idea of what the scaffolding task here. By now, you should have OneDrive running in your system already because uh, it's really important for us to back up our files. Let's have a quick review of the OneDrive features. So which of the following OneDrive feature can help devices with low disk space? So which of, so go to menti.com, use 680-252-6860-252 and answer our online survey. Okay. Let me see if oh tala. Wait. 6860. Okay. So some of you have answered files on demand. Okay. So only 8 out of 42 students, actually 39, 30, 40 students because I'm using two device. Only 17. Okay, the correct answer, since no one is answering the other option, yes, it's files on demand function. So let's have a quick recap of files on demand function. So with files on demand, all the files you have already uploaded to your OneDrive account. So currently, looking at my settings here, 56.2 gigabytes that I've already uploaded in my OneDrive account is not downloaded to my PC here. As you can see, I'm just using 54 MB. That is because of the files on demand feature of OneDrive, wherein it saves the space by downloading the files that you just opened. So if you open a certain file, like for example, this important file here. So let me open this up. So the cloud icon here will change to check mark. That means, okay, it's not downloading. Okay, let me open the file again. Okay, so it's still working on the background. I'll try to find other files. Let's create a new file. Okay, I think my network is unstable. Okay, so let me open this file again. So I hope you open now. Still not opening. Okay, I think I'll leave. Anyway, okay, so I'll just explain it. So if you see the check mark, that means the file is downloaded to your device. Now, you can actually free the space again in your device if you right-click this uh, file and free up space. So if OneDrive already downloaded the file, you can still you can free up the space again. So what OneDrive will do is to remove the file in your PC, and it will now, but it will still be available in the cloud. So that's how you free up space. So as well as this one, so the check mark means it is downloaded to your device. If you right click it, you free up space. OneDrive will delete the file in your device, but it is still available on the web. Okay, so as you can see, the cloud icon here means that your file is in the cloud and not on this PC. Now, another important feature of OneDrive is uh, this one. another feature is the one that helps us uh, or protects our files due to corruption against malwares, or protect our file from corruption due to malwares. So what do you think will be the feature that would protect our files from malware attacks? So again, go to menti.com. Let me wait. So I'll just enable the other. There you go. There you go. Which of the following OneDrive feature can help us against file corruption due to malwares? May nagsagot ng files on demand. Okay, baka kailangan ko lang i-refresh. Okay. So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the correct answer is version history. So again, going back to your OneDrive here. Okay, maybe I'm sorry. Uh-huh. Let me open this other laptop so that I can share the OneDrive here. Let me stop sharing. Okay, and let me share my screen here. Okay, so sharing my screen here. So I'll go to my OneDrive account here in my other laptop. So suppose you have an important file uh, that you have a research paper basically. So for more than a week, you have been working on that and you saved that. But there was a malware attack, which what the malware did is to encrypt your file. So basically, it turned your file into a unusable file. So even if you open your file, all the characters are jumbled or basically garbaged. So uh, OneDrive has a feature that would help us restore the original file by going to version history. Version history. So there you go. And you just uh, go back to the file, restore the files in its former version. So let's restore this file. And let's open the file again. Okay, so you have your file again, which is the original file before the malware attack. Now, another feature that I failed to discuss last time is the online recycle bin. The online recycle bin. Now, suppose this is a very important file and accidentally you deleted the file. Uh-oh. So what will we do about that? Now, the good thing about OneDrive is that you can go online, you can access your files online, and in your online OneDrive account, you have your recycle bin with you. And as you can see, the deleted file is still here, and you can restore that. Restore your file. So you can, so there you go. You have your file again. So there, it really, OneDrive really protects your files, guys, from malware attack, from accidentally deleting your file. Even you accidentally reformatted or delete your whole folder, you can restore your files immediately. Okay, so I really recommend this app. Uh, you have to use this one. Okay, so uh, so as so we are through with cloud backup. So there are different types of backup. As let me go back to my PowerPoint again. So let me share my screen. So looking at your, so again, when we say backup as a review, it is the process of making multiple copies of the file. Now, there are different types of backup according to media. If you are talking about type of backup according to media, there are the local and cloud backup. So we've already discussed Microsoft OneDrive, which is an example of a cloud backup, meaning the media that we use is the cloud or the internet. So there are other apps that you can use to back up your files, such as Google Drive, Dropbox. Okay, there are others in the net. So if you're using the net, that means the type of backup that you are using is cloud backup. But not most of the time you have access to the internet. So we also have local backup. Okay? So we also have local backup. That means if you do not have access to the internet, you can use these media, your non-OS partition. That is the reason why we discussed that in the first quarter, so that you can have a backup of your file in case you have your operating system becomes infected. You still have a backup of your file. But the idea is you should have three or more backups. Now, for example, in the real world, banking institution, what happens if they have been attacked by a malware? Oh, what happened to your bank account then? So papayag ba tayo? Papayag ba sila na lahat ng files nila ay masira? So the idea is they have three or more backups, lalo na yung mga institutions such as banking institutions and other institutions that rely on information. They have three or more backups. That's the reason we do not just use the cloud. You should also have a local backup. And we can do that in Windows. So that is the next part of our discussion, wherein we will be backing up. So, yes. You can also back up according to file types. Now, like for example, file types. Okay, so I think I didn't update this, but when we say file types, there are system and non-system files. Okay, let me update that. So there are system and non-system files. Okay. When we say non-system files, ito yung mga ginagamit natin to back up your libraries, the downloads, documents, desktop. So these are your non-system backup. Ito yung mga, and you use, what did we use? We can use OneDrive. You can use the file history, which will be our next discussion. For the system backup naman, we will be using System Restore and the Windows System Image. Okay? Now, let's go to file history. Basically, the file history is just OneDrive, but it's locally. You will be using an external hard drive for that. Now, again, let me share my file here. And where's my, there you go. Okay, so moving on to my other laptop here. So let me share my screen. So we can also back up using your file, your uh, locally by using file history. And to do that, you just go to Windows logo, type backup. You will come up with backup settings, and you will uh, see this backup using file history. But I've already configured this a while ago. I'll just unlink the drive so that we can go back from the start. Stop using this drive. Okay. So let's go back to the start. So the first thing you need to do to use file history is to add a drive. Now it needs an external drive, USB, but of course it's limited. You have to make use of a larger storage like hard disk drive and SATA or SSD. I'm sorry. So I have here let me see. So this is I have a SSD here that I can use for backing up my local files. So this is an SSD, but I can use this as an external device or external drive by making use of uh, a USB to SATA connector. USB to SATA connector. So I'll just connect this part here, the SATA connector with the SATA connector here, and connect that, and voila. So you have your external drive. So I'll just plug it in, wait for my Windows to detect it. So add drive. So there you go. I have a USB here and the external hard drive, the Tera. I'll just choose that, and automatically it will start your file history. So let's have more options for you to back up your file. So you can back up your file. You can choose how frequent. If you're in a mission critical uh, work, or if you're doing a report and you want to be uh, if you want to be safe, every 10 minutes your file will be saved. So you can go to that option. Every 10 minutes you can save your file, but of course it will have to make use of your processing processor and memory. So if it's not that mission critical, you can use daily. So every 24 hours, it will back up your files. Now, also, it will be asking you how long will you keep your backup. So, mabuti pa si file history, my forever. Sana all, right? So you can also click this if you want your backup files to stay forever, 2 years, 1 year, or 1 month. Now, in case na maubusan ng space, what file history will do, yung pinakalumang backup mo, papatungan niya lang ng papatungan. Parang CCTV din. So, yung mga lumang mga backups mo, papatungan niya to give way for the new backups. Also, by default, libraries, all of your libraries will be backed up. But you can remove them if you do not want. Okay? And suppose, di ba, in the first quarter, we do not want your files to be, you do not put files in your drive C, right? Or you have moved your files, your libraries. I've already taught you how to do that. You have moved your files, your libraries in Drive D. You can add a folder as well. So if suppose you have back up your file in a different folder in Drive D, so click Drive D, then choose the file that or the folder where you put your files, your documents, etc. So choose this folder and it will be added to the folders that will be backed up by file history. Okay? So After that, you can now back up all your files. And in case you want to restore your files, like in the OneDrive, you want to restore the file versions, you just type here the Windows file history, and you may go to the restore your files in file history, go to the different version histories that is saved in your backup drive. So currently we only have this one because it is the first time that we had backed up your files using file history. Okay. So, and so suppose you want to restore a certain file. Let's try to look at picture. Let me see if there's a file there. Do we have a save picture here? Okay, sorry. How about desktop? Okay. So basically, I do not have anything saved. Let me see script. Yeah. Okay, so there is, uh, however, these are not documents, mga command files yan. So you just click on the file, then you can restore that to its, in case it's a document, you can restore that to its different versions available. Okay, just like OneDrive. Okay, so now, so we are through with uh, uh, non-system backup. So when we say non-system backup, basically your libraries, your documents, your pictures, those are non-system. Now we also needed to back up your system files. Now, like for example, in Windows, because for example, there are times when after Windows update, your Windows suddenly stops working. Okay, so there should be a way for you to back up your system files. A good uh, the good thing about Windows is it has two types of system backup. The system restore. Let's type system restore. Okay, so system restore, it will come up with create a restore point. Now, when do we create a restore point? Now, these are the possible time where we can create a restore point. So before you install a device driver or an application, create a system restore point, because it is possible that after installing an application, your Windows breaks up, and a device may not work anymore. So there are many instances that happens like that, even here. So after a Windows update, uh, the computer external screens or monitors is not working because Windows update has uh, changed the device driver. So what we wanted to do is to create a restore point wherein uh, we can restore the system at that point where which is there is no problem. So before you install an application, before you install a device driver, or before you proceed with your Windows update. Kaya nga, as much as possible, in your Windows update, do not make it automatic. So Windows update. You should be the one to decide when will your system have your Windows update. So advanced option. So yes, receive updates. Basically, I turned them off. Uh, okay, restart this device as soon as possible. No, you should turn this off because you don't want to be off guard. You don't want Windows update to update and catch you off guard. For example, we're having Zoom and suddenly your Windows starts updating. So you do not want to do that. So also show a notification when your PC requires a restart. Okay? So that it will gives you control when your PC will uh, update your Windows, because there are times Windows Update is good, but there are times that uh, it will break your Windows. So to be safe, you have to create a system restore point. Okay. So also you can pause your updates or choose a time frame. So what I did is I chose a time frame, change the active hours. Ibig sabihin, during these hours na nagtuturo ako, hindi siya magwi-Windows update. Okay? So that's a good thing to do. Now, so how do we create a system restore point? So before you install application, a device driver, or perform a Windows update, you create a system restore point. The first thing you do is to configure and turn on system protection kasi by default, this is turned off. So I've already turned it on for our demo in the morning. So I've turned it off. Now I've turned it on. So configure, turn on, then okay. Then you want to create. So I've only turned on Drive C because it is where my operating system resides. So you don't need uh, to turn on your Drive D or your external drive. Only Drive C where your Windows is located. So you create a restore point. So since the current date and time are added automatically, what you needed to do right now is the description. So what is the description? So for example, before installing Kaspersky, kasi I haven't installed Kaspersky pa rin. So this is the description, then create. So it's starting to create a restore point. So after that, maybe after I installed Kaspersky, a problem arises. I can go back to system restore. So suppose I've installed Kaspersky or the antivirus, and there is a problem, and I want to go back to its original state. So system restore, I'll just click next and go to this point before I install Kaspersky Free, before the problem arises. Okay? So you just click next and finish. So it will go to the point, the system will revert to the point which before that certain event happened, before you, at the point where you created the restore point. So again, you have to do this or you have to create a restore point before you install a device driver on an application or before you perform Windows update. Okay, so this is a good system backup app. However, okay, so what happens if there's a virus and what the virus did is it infected your Windows so bad that you cannot open your Windows anymore. So basically, you cannot go to system restore anymore because it is not accessible. Okay, you cannot access Windows anymore. So the other thing to protect your system is through the use of Windows backup, with Windows system image backup. So how do we go to your Windows system image backup? So backup settings, go to backup and restore Windows 7. Okay. So the first thing you have to do is to create a system image. So the image is basically a snapshot of your Windows system. So it will create a snapshot of your Windows system wherein uh, if you want to restore that to its original, you just use that image to restore your Windows to its original state when you created the system image. Kaya the recommended practice is this: after you have formatted your computer, you have installed your application that you needed, you have installed your device driver. So basically, it's working properly. And it took you a lot of time to install those. Then, you create a system image. So mas maganda na bagong format yung computer mo, bagong install yung mga apps mo, doon ka gagawa ng system image. Para in case na magkaroon ng problema, babalik ka doon sa time na naka-install na lahat ng apps mo. Unlike yung magfo-format ka. So you start from scratch, you format everything, you install everything. So it will take your time. Now, this is really helpful, lalo na like for us teachers, because in case I have a problem with my Windows, it wouldn't open anymore. If I need to format my computer, it will take me a half a day, or probably sabihin na natin 3 hours at most. But if you use system image backup, it will only take you 30 minutes to go back to your working Windows. That's a good thing about creating a system image. So you don't go through the fuss of formatting, installing, partitioning, etc., etc. So it's basically uh, uh, a shortcut to formatting. But of course, you have to format first. That's the reason I taught you how to format. So we will now create a system image. So of course, again, you need an external back drive because it wouldn't accept your non-OS partition uh, in your hard drive, internal hard drive. So you have to make use of an external hard drive, or if you have a DVD, but of course, most of us do not have that nowadays, or a network location. So in the future, we will also take up networking and file sharing. So that if you have two or more computers at home, you can have a network share. You can put your files in your anywhere around your house if you have an internet connection. So in the meantime, I'll be using my external hard drive. So I'll just click next. And okay, so I'll just start. So the backup could take up to 41 gigabyte of space. So uh, basically, this is the amount of space your Windows use after installing your application, etc. Okay, so as much as possible, it will only back up your system files. But uh, actually, there are options wherein you can also uh, uh, include other drives, but of course the idea is to back up only the system files to make a as much as possible the smallest amount of space, because your non-system files is already backed up using your OneDrive or your file history. So only the system files is needed here in our Windows system image. So you can now start your backup, but it will take some time. So I won't be clicking this anymore. Around 15 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes for you to create a backup. So now let's have, suppose after the backup, your backup is now located. So let us look at your Windows Explorer. Your backup is located here. There you go, Windows Image Backup. So it will create a folder. It will put your system image here. Okay, if you try to access this, sasabihin niya, you don't currently have permission. So the idea is, don't mess with your system image. Yun lang yung paalala ni Windows. So, hindi kanya binibigyan ng access. But of course, you can continue. Actually, you can continue. And you can look at the file here. So, ayun. So, uh, anyway, so, medyo permission nga siya. Maraming permission. But, so, don't mess with that. So, let's try to restore your image. Now, when restoring your image, you need to make use of your bootable USB Windows installer. Do you still remember that? Of course. So you still remember this? The Rufus USB? We will be using this one. Okay? So suppose, let's just activate this mobile phone so that let us have a demo in case you cannot open your computer anymore because of the malware attack. So I'll just turn off and plug this in our Windows and start video. Where are you? There you go. So I'll just change my, okay. So there you go. So I'll just turn it off, restart my system. I'll plug the USB. I'll plug my USB here. Okay, and restart my computer. Of course, it will stop sharing. So again, the idea is we have to make use of the bootable installer. That means we have to go to the boot settings, and in ASUS you have to press escape to access the boot device settings. There you go. And you have to go to UEFI SanDisk Cruiser Edge. So your USB device. It will now go to your Windows 10 installer. So you have your Windows 10 installer here. So this time, we will not format your computer or we will not install Windows 10. We will use your system image backup. So we'll just click next so that we can go to the next step. Next. And repair your computer. So this one here that we haven't clicked in the past, we'll be using that. And these are the options. So we need to troubleshoot because your Windows is not working. So let's go to the advanced options. There you have it, your system image recovery. So we will now recover your system image. Windows 10. So it will automatically find your Windows system image backup. So you have to plug your Windows system image. It will detect your Windows system image. So it detected your Windows system image, and you can now click next. So it will give you options. Do you want to format? Oh, there's no need. If uh, you just proceed with next, okay? But I won't be. As soon as you click finish, it will be uh, applying the system image to the point when you created your image. So basically, if you created the system image as after you have installed Windows 10, installed your application device drivers, so it will go back to that pristine condition. Okay, so that's it. So you now have your Windows Windows 10 backup solutions. Okay. So, do you have any questions so far? Do you have your any questions so far?
Permission to speak po, Di Guzman.
Yes, proceed.
Ganyan rin po gagawin pag ano po, sa performance task.
Yes, since it's a vlog, pwede screen recorded, pwede may text. Uh, you make it informative. So I'll be creating a rubric. So how informative is it? How the video and audio technicalities. So Meron ka ba mga additional na mga effects that you used? So, is it engaging? Of course, if it's a vlog, it should be presentable to everyone because you want your content to be popular, right? So you have to make it really good. So unlike do sa scaffolding natin, the objective there is to check if you are really using the OneDrive already. For in the next week, we will have our quiz. So next Wednesday, we will have your quiz. So from all the backup solution that we have discussed, OneDrive, file history, system restore, and Windows System image backup and restore. Any questions? Okay, so as a conclusion, let me check your understanding. I'll be sending you a Google form link to check if you really understood the lesson about our lesson about backing up files or backing up in Windows 10. Let me share the link in the chat box. Can you check your chat box? So this is a one way also to check your attendance as well as your understanding. So I'll give you 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes to finish that, and let us discuss the answer. So let me share my screen again. So
Permission to speak po. Yung forms po is yung transfer task po na link. Google Forms po.
excuse me.
Yung nasend pong link po, transfer task po.
Ganon. Wait lang ah. Oo nga, no? Sorry, sorry. Okay, computer 10 activity. Okay. Let me send the file again. Computer 10 activity 202 in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So this should be your activity, computer 10 activity 202. So we have, wala pa. So let's wait for excellence. So it's just 3 questions, just a round up of what we have discussed today. So we have 4 respondents already. don't worry. This is not recorded. This is just an activity to check your understanding. So the first thing that comes out of your mind, that should be your answer. So ano ba ang na tira sa ating mga kaisipan? So we have 8, 9, 10, 13. So we still have 40, 14, okay? How many? Okay, so we have 27. Okay, make it faster. We have 39 participants. Nine more to go. Eight more to go. Okay, four more to go. 6, 36. Three more to go. Two more to go. Is everyone through? 37 lang tayo. Okay, let's see. So number 1, the following are examples of cloud backup. So when we say cloud backup, so you're using the internet as your media for backup. Dropbox is an example of that. Google Drive as well as OneDrive. But the correct answer, of course, is file history because this is a local backup, right? Okay, so yun, kompleto na. Okay, the following examples are non-system backup except. Okay, so this is a non-system backup kasi yung mga libraries or mga files, personal files mo lang yan. OneDrive, yung file history as well. So, itong tatlong ito, they are non-system backup apps, okay? Except for System Restore. Okay, so it backs up your system. Okay, so that is the correct answer. And finally, if your personal computer does not boot to Windows anymore, so Windows System Restore is only useful if your system is still running or Windows is still running. But if it doesn't boot anymore, so except the only logical thing to do is to reinstall Windows. But since if you have a Windows system image backup, you can just restore that. Uh, if you don't want to go to that hassle of reformatting or installing Windows 10 in your device anymore. So it should be Windows system image backup and restore. Of course, OneDrive and file history only makes use of non-system file backup. Okay, so I think you're ready now for our quiz 1 next week. So good luck. And also, don't forget our scaffolding task. So before Wednesday, you should have submitted that. Okay, goodbye and God bless. Let me stop the recording. Okay, God bless everyone. See you.
Thank you po, Chair.
Right.
Thank you po.